But you had offered, Sister Nancy, to have us have an experience with
Yes.
contemplative sitting. And so would you be willing to do that with us now?
Oh, Gail, I'd be honored. You know, I know many of you already have a contemplative practice, but for those who may still be wondering, what does this feel like? I'd like us to experience a contemplative sit. Now we're going to sit together. Let me just check my clock here. Oh, we'll probably go close between, a good 10 minutes at least. But that's not long. But if you've never really silenced your mind, it might feel like forever. So you never know. Some days it goes very easily and some days it doesn't. For those who are new, I want to suggest two contemplative practices from which to choose. Both involve the silence. And actually in the whole tradition, silence is a key part of contemplation. But one is the use of the mantra. So it's John Main's bringing back into the Christian, Catholic, Western tradition, the use of following your breath, but also following your breath with very simple words. So when you're sitting, you start to breathe the intake and the out breath, sort of how Gail had us begin this at the very beginning of the session. You can say words like Jesus in the in breath and mercy, out breath. Jesus, mercy. So whenever there's a distraction, what you do is you return to your breath and your mantra. A simple mantra, not many words. And what that does is it refocuses you. And then you keep your attention, attention, on the breath, on the mantra. So every time you get distracted, you return to that and you stay with it. The second is a little different. And this is from centering prayer that Thomas Keating brought back. Centering prayer has its roots in a 13th century mystical text called the Cloud of Unknowing. And what this is, you get a word, so words involved. It's a very simple word, often one syllable or two. My word is trust. So you start, of course, you start with the breathing because you want to get your energy flowing. But then I say trust, and in this kind of reverential way, and then I let it go. The important thing is you let it go. You don't keep returning to that word and stay with it like you do your breath. You return to the word after a distraction, but then you let it go. So the whole thing is much more kenotic, the kenosis of Jesus. Think of the epistle. He gave his whole nature up to be from God and he became human. It's a giving up. It's a dropping down. It's a letting go. So it's more like a placeholder. So as a thought, idea, or an itch starts to capture your attention, you either take your attention back to your breath and mantra, hold it and keep following it, or you take it back to your word, say the word and let it go. You can do that as many times as you need to. In fact, Thomas Keating would always say, if you did it 10,000 times, that's 10,000 times you keep going back to God. So either one of those. Now, for the rest of you who have your own contemplative practice, either one of those or some variation, please do that. So right now, what I want you to do is to choose one of those two ways, especially those who have never done it before, the mantra breath or the word. So I'm just be quiet for a couple of moments. Get in touch with which one you want to do for this next period of time. Now, get yourself comfortable in whatever chair you're sitting in. You want to sort of sit up straight because think of your energy flowing through from your feet all the way to the crown of your head. And you want that breath coming in and out, regardless of which of the practices you're going to follow. So get there, ground yourself, we say, so feel that energy. And then what's most important before we begin the actual sit is you need to set your intention, intention, to be open to God working within you for the transformation of the world. You set that intention and then you let it go, because that's what's going to hold you through all the distractions, even as you keep coming back to your word, to your mantra. So set your intention at this point. Now, for those of you who are able to bring a candle, would you take it now and get your matches? Now, I hope, Lori, if you're here, you told me that we might have to click our, I want you to look at each other. So you might have to click on again.